If you want, it's Emily Fox. Today's video is going to be my worst makeup and skincare products of 2019. Finally, it's here. 2019 was an interesting year for me. If you don't know, I had major surgery, so I couldn't wear makeup for a while, and then I moved, which means I kind of stopped wearing a lot of makeup for a little while because I had like my little bag and I wasn't using my whole collection, and I swear I'm still in boxes. Like, my stuff is mostly where it should be, but I still feel like I can't find anything. However, I had made a list that I think has most of the stuff I didn't like throughout the year. So we're going to talk about these things, and you're going to notice there's a bunch of foundations and concealers just because I did videos testing a bunch of them throughout the year. I will link those down below if you are interested. I tested bestsellers at the drugstore and Sephora for foundations, and I tested about like 10 for each category, and it was interesting. Some really fantastic new favorites and then some horrible stuff, which I know foundations are a little tricky, really. Some of these might not be horrible, they just were horrible on me. So if you click on that video, there's like the list of all the foundations and you can see the wear tests, close-ups. I'll try to insert some so you can see what I mean by horrible. And yeah, let's get through them because it's fun. You know what? Let's go by category. So foundations. The first one, I don't have it with me. I was supposed to return it and I'm pretty sure I didn't, but maybe I did. Hopefully I did. It is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous foundation. I had done a full face of new makeup and it doesn't start well when the foundation looks like crap, which unfortunately was the case for me with this foundation. This was supposed to be obviously luminous foundation, but they were saying medium coverage, luminous natural finish, and it was supposed to be water resistant, long wearing, and they were naming literally every skin type that, you know, were able to pull it off. And I have combination skin, but I am dehydrated, so I tend to like go back and forth with the type of foundation I want. I don't mind light coverage, I don't mind full coverage, as long as they gave me what they claim to give me. That's why I'm looking at the claims right now. Luminous, sure, from a distance. From up close, my skin looked terrible. And I remember testing this when my skin was doing really well. And I looked crusty. And throughout the day, it just got worse and worse and worse because the oils were peeking through. And I couldn't reapply powder because it was starting to just melt and move and cling to dry patches I didn't know I had. And it just looked horrible on me. And let's not even talk about the colors because, again, look at that clip. I am yellow. Like yellow. I'm usually pretty good at finding my shade match, even online, which I had done with that one. So I guess it's a little bit on me. But if I insert the shade, the swatches on the arm, you can see that 220N, which is supposed to be neutral, does not look like a Simpson. Yet I look like I was dying from, is it scurvy when you're yellow? Not my shade, not even close. So I'm not even sure what color would actually work for me. I would have to go in store, but honestly, it wore so badly that hopefully I returned it. If I find it in a month, I'm gonna be sad. Which actually, in that close-up, you can also see I was testing the Benefit Boi-ing Cakeless Concealer, which I had not heard a lot of people talk about it. I actually never even tried the one in the jar. So I went into it like with low expectations. And again, the claim they're saying that the concealer is supposed to be like, they're saying multi-purpose full coverage liquid concealer, which usually full coverage, I expect a little bit of dehydration because around my eyes, I am quite drier than the rest of my face, but they claim that it's supposed to feel lightweight and doesn't cake, crack, settle into fine lines. And you can see it's like cake sitting under my eyes, which I tend to avoid full coverage on a daily basis during the winter, but it wasn't the winter, it was during the summer, and it looked worse than like a full coverage. Usually like, think like Tarte Shape Tape Concealer during the winter. I could look like that if I start wearing every single day, but I don't do that. And that one was, again, during the summer, so it was just terrible on me. I tried it like a couple times and I'm not even sure I kept the concealer. So if I do have it, it's probably in that pile of like giveaway, although that one I tested, so I won't really give it away because I don't hate anyone that badly. So let's go back to foundations. I love NYX. I love them. However, their foundations do not work for me. They just don't. I tested this one, the Can't Stop, Won't Stop Full Coverage Foundation, and the Total Control foundations, which are both very full coverage drying foundations that are meant to last all day. So I tested them during the summer. Actually, it was closer to spring, but ish. So I was quite oilier than right now, and they looked, again, terrible on me. I could feel them sucking the moisture out of my face. So if you're super oily and you have no dehydration, these might actually work for you, but they looked terrible on me, so I will not bother testing them more. I thought, you know, maybe during the summer if I only use it in like my T-zone or mostly my forehead, not worth it. And now I have bangs, so I don't even need foundation on my forehead, so no. Last foundation. I have been wanting to test more Asian beauty products, which I need to do a video on it. I had actually filmed a full face of first impressions, including this product. And again, when the foundation doesn't look good on you, I feel like everything else goes badly on top. And this is COSRX Blemish Cover Cushion. I have the shade 23. I'm always struggling to find a shade in any Asian beauty products because they usually have 2 shades, which, I mean, I'm assuming most of us didn't struggle. So 23 is like my summer shade, and then 21 is like a little too yellow usually for me. So I'm like stuck kind of trying to balance it out, but this one was definitely too peachy for me. But my issue is that I used this again during the summer and I was breaking out. I wanted something full coverage. I was definitely feeling very oily with the weather. And again, it looked very cakey, very dehydrated on my skin. Again, might work better if you have very, very oily skin and less dehydration than me, but it just did not look good, did not wear nicely on me, and I just couldn't manage to like figure out a way to make it work, so it's just not worth it. So I will probably film a new like full face of first impression of Asian beauty products if you are interested, but this will not be the product I try. If you have actually any recommendation, BB cushion or whatever, let me know. I don't know why I combined BB cream and cushion foundations, but BB cushion it is. Let's go with something different. I even have it in a box. That's how little I tested this before giving up, and I regret once again not returning it, because Sephora now you can't return anything unless it's been like 5 seconds you own the product, which sucks that they changed it. But this is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores Illumination Poreless Finish Hairbrush Press Powder in Radiant Translucent. That is way too long. I thought this was going to be an alternative to the Hourglass powders, which I really, really like. I used to love and swear by them whenever my skin was on the dry side. I would apply foundation, but I couldn't really apply too much powder because, again, my skin will look terrible on top, underneath, I mean. So I wanted some glow, and it was just perfect for it. And I thought, you know what, this might be like an alternative. It's not. It's straight up glitter. It reminds me of the new, is it the Laura Mercier foundation that they have the powder that kind of is the same thing? It's like Glitter City. This is super glittery. I will try to insert a clip if I can remember which video I tested this, but it was like way, way intense, and it is straight up white. I'm obviously fair skinned, especially right now during the winter, but they're saying translucent. This is not translucent. Like, it's straight up white on my face. And again, with the glitter, it was just not a cute look. The worst part is that it doesn't swatch that badly on my hand, but you can already tell that it's a little bit cakey, and my hand has like no texture. So on your face, if you have any texture, which I do have, no go, doesn't work. I'm very disappointed because I was hoping to get something cuter, and I can't even use it as a highlighter, you know, very natural one, because again, you can even see I swatched it and it's still cakey on my finger. So my face stand no chance. These videos are so negative, but like I've been accumulating this hate for these products all year long, and I'm just kind of happy to be able to share my struggles, and hopefully some of you can feel the same. Actually, let me know in the comment section what terrible products you've used this year, because I want to know. Or if you have tested these and you hate them or love them, let me know. Actually, you know what? Let's go with something that I know a lot of people like, but it just doesn't work for me. Maybe it's just my under eyes that just clearly don't like anything full coverage, but I was really excited to try the CoverGirl truBLEND Under Eye Concealer, Undercover Concealer. And I have a complicated relationship with it. I don't fully hate it. I feel like it is an alternative to the Tarte Shape Tape, which everyone has been trying to dupe. And like you can tell that like the packaging is literally the same. But I find that is it the L'Oreal one is closer, although I believe it has perfume in it. But this seemed like an alternative for it, but the color, I can't seem to find the perfect shade for me, first off, in the range. And second of all, when I did test it, every time my under eyes looked really, really dry, which again, next concealer is the same thing. So maybe I'm not made for full coverage, even though I really want full coverage. And I say that, and some concealers do work for me, like the Catrice one and the Tarte Shape Tape. Even though they look a little dry, they don't look nearly as bad as these ones do on me. So if you're that magical unicorn that doesn't have dry under eyes, first off, I hate you. Second of all, these might work for you. But yeah, really cakey. My under eyes looked like wrinkly, and like I don't really have wrinkles yet, but I look age when I wear something like this, which obviously not my favorite look. And again, the color is so wrong too, that it's just not a good mix, not a cute look. I don't like these, unfortunately, which nobody buys a product hoping they're gonna hate it, or at least I don't, and I hate these. I will admit though, that on camera from afar, whenever I did test these, I look flawless. And that's the issue with filters and lighting and all that stuff. And that's why I always bring you in front of a window with no filters and terrible and flattering natural lighting. And I show you what my skin looks like, because right now I look great. Well, I look fine in person too. I do have a pimple, but you can't tell because bangs are awesome. But in those videos, you could see that even though from afar I look like, oh, my under eyes are great, from up close it's like, ooh, not cute. I didn't test that many mascaras that were terrible. I do have one coming up in the beginning of the year that I'm excited to share. I do love doing wear tests and just testing a bunch of mascaras. If you haven't seen those videos, I have like a full playlist. A bunch of them are drugstores too. And then a few I did actually testing bestsellers at Sephora, and hit and miss, let me tell you. But one of the ones I know for a fact I tested this year and I am not satisfied is by e.l.f. This is the Keep Your Curl mascara, which I love e.l.f. Actually, I need to like try more of their newer products. I feel like it's been a while since I've tested anything new by them, but this did nothing for me. Like literally nothing. I will admit that it's a very, very affordable mascara, but I feel like whenever I'm complaining I'm just an expensive mascara and I'm like, I could find a $1 mascara that does the same thing, aka nothing. This is what it does. So if you like very, very natural mascara, this might work. Why splurge, right? But I prefer having a little bit of something. Don't care for this at all. I was scared I had gotten rid of all of them, but I seem to have still one shade of these. These are the, oh my god. These are the Charlotte Tilbury, their new liquid gloss Studio 64. I'll put everything in the description box down below. Those are their new lip glosses. I'm not sure they're still available because they are terrible. Like, you know, when I'm talking about like foundation or concealer, I'm like, oh, it didn't work for my skin type. Here's my skin type. Here's why. You have a reasoning, and like you could see that it could work for other people. Some other products though, I don't think you can justify wearing this ever if you have a nose that functions. It smells disgusting. Like, I love Charlotte Tilbury. So many of their products are awesome, especially their lip products. Their lipsticks are to die for. But these, I don't know who thought, oh, you know what? Everyone is sick of smelling like vanilla or whatever on their lip products. Let me just put patchouli and perfume and just horrible stuff in it so it smells like something you don't want close to your nose. Yeah, it smells very, very strongly, and it tastes very strongly of, I don't know what it smells like, but it's so gross to me, and I cannot wear these at all. I did try, I had some nude shades, and I cannot. They're quite thick and sticky, so they will last a long time, but it means the smell will also last a long time, which is not something I want. So horrible. I do have an eyeshadow palette, well, two that are from same brand and same release. I feel like I have more products, but I feel like I can't think of the products I didn't like. Maybe I just didn't test that many new horrible products this year because I didn't test as many new products in general. But I was very, very disappointed by the new Balm palettes. Those are the What's the Tea, which it kills me to include them in here because they're adorable, like literally adorable. So you have like the cold tea, like the iced tea ones. And then you have the very hot tea, which again, absolutely adorable. The colors are gorgeous in this one, but half the shades look terrible on me. They did not blend nicely, especially the darker mattes. They're terrible, like literally terrible. And you do get these two base products so you can make some of the colors look different, which is true. That's something you can do, but I would rather buy a like penciled form of a black really color, or a white one, I guess, and change the color of the eyeshadows, especially the duochrome ones like this one. But it just doesn't work. It doesn't work really nicely in a palette, to be honest. But yeah, it's like this one looks fine because again, it's a shimmery shade. Where it struggles, it's mostly like these type of shade, like Scandalous, which swatch like, oh, it's pigmented, but when you actually apply it on your eyes, or I'm assuming even on my hand, it doesn't blend nicely. It becomes super patchy. Like, Why would I want that? The other ones are fine, obviously, because they're shimmery. That's the duochrome ones. But you can find so many, every brand has a shade like this one. But yeah, they just look terrible. So you apply on your eyes, you're very happy, you start blending, and you're like, I look like I can't do my makeup, which maybe I can't, but I don't think this is helping me. So yeah, this was a huge disappointment. I believe I also tested this in a full face of new makeup, and it was just a dud for me. I don't feel like I've heard that many people talk about them, so maybe I'm not the only one that feels that way, but adorable packaging as always, but this is like not my favorite by them. They have amazing eyeshadows usually, so this was just a dud for me. I do have 2 skincare products to mention, which I rarely include them in these videos because once again, even more than foundation and concealer, it really depends on your skin. If it breaks you out, it's, you know, a reaction from your skin usually. It's not necessarily the product that is terrible. However, whenever it's a makeup remover, or in these cases, micellar waters, and they don't remove crap, you know the product is just terrible. So, first one is by La Roche-Posay, which breaks my heart. Amazing French pharmacy brand. I was sent actually all 3 of their micellar waters. One of them is sensitive skin, one of them is reactive skin, and this one is oily skin. And this doesn't remove anything. These 2 other ones are awesome. They remove all my makeup, even like waterproof eye products, and it's super gentle, doesn't burn my eyes, doesn't break me out. They're overall really, really great, and you get a good amount of product for the price too. It's like 400 milliliters. This didn't do anything, so I don't understand what's the difference between all 3, but this doesn't work. Don't get this one, get the other ones. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention, this smells very, very strongly of perfume, like so strongly. It reminds me, I feel like I've used some type of acne product when I was a teenager that smelled like this, but it's like way, way too strong. I would not want to use this on my eyes. I did for the sake of science, but and the other one was by Cerave, which I was excited. It's a great brand. A lot of people enjoy that brand, but this is the hydrating micellar water. And first off, don't use this on your eyes because you look at the ingredients and there's niacinamide. I have the flu and I feel like I cannot talk. It's a great ingredient whenever you want your skin to glow, but I don't want my eyes to glow because it burns the crap out of them, so you can't use this on your eyes. And then you're left using it on your skin and it doesn't remove my makeup. So I would use this in the morning, but then micellar water, I will rinse it off. So what was the point of using this? You know what I mean? So I'm just left confused about it. I mean, I barely used any because there was no point. It just doesn't seem to work for me. And yeah, great ingredients, but it's just, why does niacinamide? I don't get it. I think those are all the products, at least all the ones I can think of that really did not work for me this year. Again, let me know in the comment section if you have tested these, what you thought about them. If you have personally tried some terrible products, feel free to write in the comment section. I would love to look at those. Maybe I can actually do a didn't like these, try that, because I love doing those videos. So I could like show you some alternatives if you also wanted to test these products, but they just didn't work for you, or now you know that they're terrible, so you want to find something that would possibly work better. I could also probably do a full face. If I find other products that I forgot about, I'll do like a full face of terrible makeup just so we can all laugh at how terrible it looks on me. So that's gonna be it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Thumbs up, subscribe. I will be putting on the screen other videos that I've done that I recommend you check out, including I did do my best skincare of 2019, and I will be doing my best makeup drugstore and high-end of 2019 very, very soon. A little bit late, but we're getting there. So I will see you in my next video. Bye.